Good morning, super friends, and greetings from the middle of the night. This is, I think, the seventh night in a row that I've been awake, somewhere around 1:30 or 2, and it's now 3:45, and this morning I just went with it. I'm tired of fighting City Hall. I'm tired of tossing and turning and wishing for something different, so I just decided to get up and work. I don't know why I'm Actually, I'd be lying if I told you I didn't know why I was waking up. But we can blame perimenopause, we can blame anxiety, we can blame depression, we can blame Monday. But I'm tired of blaming, and I'm gonna just start taking advantage of time. I am makeup free. I'm effectively in my gym jams with my bathrobe, and I also want you to know that if you caught me yesterday, I pulled a scarf over my head and told you that's how I feel. And today, like, this is kind of how it feels. But I won't deliver my message that way. I will just be. Today I think I'm going to try something a little bit different, because it's 3:45 in the morning, and why not? And it's been on my mind and on my heart for a while, actually, since last Saturday, to do some chanting with you guys. And really, there's no better way to maybe get yourself back to sleep in the middle of the night, and or maybe move some energy without having to think thoughts about what it is that you're moving than chanting. And also, it is an ancient tradition, it is a beautiful tradition, and why not? There are so many ways to do this and so many words or phrases that you could use. I use this mala, which sometimes you might see on my wrist as I'm flooping away. I've been using this particular mala probably now for 8 or 9 years. It travels with me wherever I go. But very recently, as I've taken up this course of study, this Magdalene Priestess training with Anna Otero, I've been very uncharacteristically, by the way, chanting a rosary. And last Saturday, I was traveling. I wanted to come in with you all. Pope Leo had proclaimed a day of prayer. Many of you may know this, and invited a collective rosary prayer. And I wanted to come in and do it last Saturday, but I was on the road with two kids and a boyfriend, and it was just too much for me to come in and do it. And so I'm saving it until this morning. I do have a message for you as well. Um, Part of what came through so strongly for the collective was the image of the temperance card. I didn't draw the temperance card, but I was sitting in meditation, I was sitting in prayer, and I drew the temperance card. And you've probably heard me say this before if you've hung out with me. The temperance card, people in traditional tarot, they pull it and they're like, oh, it's so beautiful. It's balance, it's alchemy, it's everything. It's dark and light coming together. It is masculine and feminine. It's 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 a beautiful pause so that things can come together. And I just want to say, much like I said yesterday about the refiner's fire, like, I experience the energy of temperance. And when I draw that card or when I see that imagery, in general, I don't like to project negative anything about any of the tarot cards. I feel like traditional tarot does a very good job of portending death and dismemberment and all sorts of sort of things. And I don't use tarot in that way. I like to tell people I'm not in the business of predicting the future, and I don't like to go to the negative of the tarot. I like to be all encompassing. And because we all have both, we all have all the dark and all the light inside of us. And so this is the preamble or the caveat to my fuck you when I saw the imagery of temperance, because to me it is alchemy, it is balance, but it's not always a beautiful, light and glorious process. sometimes it's really like pushing and pulling inside of you and stretching you and drawing you and like setting you on fire, then dumping water over your head. Like that can also be the energy of temperance. And I'm saying this not because I'm negative Nelly, but because this is how I'm experiencing the energy of temperance right now. And so I want to give you a little bit of an antidote to that by getting into a rhythm and maybe drawing you out of your head and putting you into an elevated frequency. And so we're going to chant the rosary in Aramaic. And I feel like I need to say something about it. I feel like I need to say a lot of something about it, but part of me just wants to like launch into the chanting and not say. And so in sitting with that, I think two things are coming up. One is like this is a whole course. Like if I were to teach about the rosary, I was taught this in a course, and it I'm still processing the course, and it was, a couple months ago. And so it's just a lot of information because it is not this is I mean, this may be your grandmother's rosary, but this is the way I'm going to chant it is not your grandmother's rosary. It is not, at least not my grandmother's rosary, not my mother's rosary. I have a lot of a lot of wounding around the Catholic Church. I think a lot of you know that. I'm super cheering Pope Leo on, and I prayed the rosary with him on last Saturday on the 11th of April. I was like, yes, let's do it. And I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that I was a little bugged by something that he said when he was in Africa this last week. I wrote it down because it pissed me off. He said, "Do not fall into the trap of mixing Catholic faith with other beliefs and traditions and an esoteric other traditions of an esoteric nature or Gnostic nature." And I mean, I should say watched it as I was reading it because I'm not wearing my glasses and it's 4 in the morning. Do not fall into the trap of mixing Catholic faith with other beliefs and traditions of an esoteric nature or Gnostic nature. I'm going to be the asshole who's like, Pope Leo, don't do it. Because it's all the same, and I feel like that was his way of like upholding hierarchy and patriarchy, and I feel like Jesus would have turned that temple table over when he heard that, because it's like I am an ambassador of peace, I am an ambassador of love and acceptance of all things, and yes, he is. I think he's doing a great job of fighting our government. And right here he just said, but buy into the hierarchy. You have to continue to buy into the hierarchy. The Gnostic Gospels are the Gospels where we don't need a hierarchy, where we don't need the patriarchy, where we don't need the church, where we can have a direct relationship with God and or divinity or source or universe or Shakti and Shiva or Shekhinah and Adonai, whatever you want to call your connectivity. That is the essence of gnosis, that gnosis meaning knowledge, and that is the essence of what I believe Yeshua was teaching. And so when I am chanting a rosary, I am actually attuning myself into the frequency of that connection point in my own body. And a traditional rosary is the Lord's Prayer, the Our Father, which I have a visceral response, a physical response in my body when I hear that prayer, because though I understand what's underneath it, what I experience when I hear the words of a traditional Lord's Prayer, of a traditional Our Father, is all of the just undercurrent of disunity that I experienced as a child in the Catholic Church and that I experience now, less so now, as an adult just hearing about what was kept from us. And I had a client this week who we were talking about something else. We were reading, I believe we were reading the Gospel of the Beloved Companion. This was in the red thread. And she was like, I just have so much rage for the way we were lied to. And I understand it. And while my rage has sort of left the building, or not, maybe not left entirely, it's turned into an awareness and a desire for learning more and for learning what else is there. I can definitely resonate with that feeling of rage. And so I'm babbling a lot, I recognize. It's 4:45 in the morning or 3:45 in the morning. I can babble a little. I'm going to take you through the Aramaic Rosary, and I'm not going to explain a lot. I'm just going to chant. And I'm going to invite you to feel into the frequency of the words, which I'm supposed to say something here. I'm just going to be quiet. Oh, okay. I got it. Um, what I'm supposed to tell you is just the very basic things that I am holding as I chant these words. One, the Lord's Prayer, the Abun di Bashmaya. Avun is not our Father who art in heaven. I'm just going to give you the first line. It is, Avun is not gendered. It is mother, father, birther of the cosmos. It's not Father in heaven above. It is, Avun is actually the container that holds the energy, that holds the frequency of mother, father, birther of the cosmos. Avun is the word that Yeshua would have used to address the container that holds the energy of pre-creation, of mother, father, birther of the cosmos, of the one who breathed the universe into life, the one who gave birth to your soul. And it is not gendered. It is not a Father who art in heaven. It is the container that holds us, the highest frequency that holds us. And that's what I'll say about the Lord's Prayer here, about the Abundi Bashmaya. What I will say about the Shlom Lech Mariam is, which is the Hail Mary, by the way, um, is that when I am chanting Shlom Lech Mariam, I am not chanting to the Catholic Virgin Mother Mary, who who for whom, well, no, I'll stop there. I am not chanting to the Catholic version of the Virgin that is something and someone that is impossible for women to attain, and we have to pray that we could someday be like her. I am not chanting for that reason. I am chanting the frequency of the divine feminine. So what I'm doing is chanting the frequency of the divine masculine with the Abrun, and the divine feminine, which includes Mother Mary. It includes Mary's mother, Mother Anna. It includes Mary Magdalene. It includes Our Lady of Guadalupe. It includes Kuan Yin. It includes all of, for me, it includes all of the frequencies of the feminine form of goddess. And the Avun is all of the frequencies of the masculine form of goddess. When we get to the Alaha, which is the speed right here, so it's an Avun, it's three Shlom Lechs, it's an Alaha. Alaha is in Aramaic the word that Yeshua would have used to beseech the Creator. And notice how close it is to Allah, by the way, Alaha, Alaha. And again, It is not the container, not the abun, not the container that holds us, but the creator itself. And again, it is not gendered. It is not father. It is Allah. It is birther of the cosmos, creator. When Yeshua is beseeching the creator, he is not beseeching his father. He is beseeching the one that created us all. So you'll hear me say Allah, 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 Allah Rachme, which is womb of compassion, and Alaha Ruha, which is, or Ruha, which is, Ruha is breath. Ruha de Kucha is the Holy Spirit. So Alaha Rachme, womb of compassion. Alaha and Alaha Ruha is the womb of the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. So that's what I'm calling in when I say that. And then we're going to do 10 Shlom Lex. We're going to do an Abun. We're going to do 10 Shlom Lex. We're going to do an Abun. We're going to do 10 Shlom Lex. We're going to do an Abun, 10 Shlom Lex, an Abun, and 10 Shlom Lex. And we're going to call it a day. Now, it sounds like this might be epic. It generally takes about 10 to 15 minutes. You can just sit with me and listen and close your eyes and feel. You can take your own mala and count. You can take your own rosary and count. But what I'm going for is just that frequency of connection, of raising my vibration, raising the vibration of this container. And I'm using a very traditional means of doing it. I could be doing it with my mala, and I do often do it with my mala. The mala takes a lot longer. The mala is 108 beads, which is a very sacred number. I will go into that at another time as well, because this is just dragging on. But stay with me if you want to, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and notice how you feel. Notice how you feel now listening to this. And notice what you feel as we move through. Notice your feelings as we move through. Notice how you feel on the other side if you stay with me. And I have never done this before like this, so I'm curious to see how it goes. I'm a little worried that I'm going to stumble over my words, because I sometimes do when it's the Aramaic, but we're going to give it a go. So here we go. Abun Dibashmaya, Negdadesh Shishmaya, Tite Malchuta Neawe Sevianak, Aikana Divashmaya, Agbara, Ablan Lakma de Sunkana. See, it just left me. Ablan Lakma de Sunkana Bashbugalana Havai, Aikana Defeknan, Eshvignan Lehavian, Ulatalan the Messiuna, Elatashan Membish. Shlom Lek Mariam, Maliata Boot Maranameh. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Verodab Harsek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Maliata Boot Maran Ameh. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Verodab Harsek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Maliata Boot Maran Ameh. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Verodab Harsek. Alaha, 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 Alaha Rakme, Alaha Ruhao. Alaha Rachme, Alaha Ruhao, Alaha Rachme, Alaha Ruhao, Alaha, Alaha, Alaha. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariat Tabut Maranamech, O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Verodab Harsek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariat Tabut Maranamech, O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Verodab Harsek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariat Tabut Maranamech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Harsek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Maran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Harsek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Maran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Harsek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Maran Amech.
O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Maliata Boot Morana Mech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Maliata Boot Morana Mech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Maliata Boot Morana Mech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Maliata Boot Morana Mech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Avunde Bashmaya, Negdadesh Shishmaya, Tite Machuta Neawe Sevianak, Aikana Divashmaya, Abara, Ablan Lachma de Sunkana Niamana, Bashbukalana Havai, Aikana defeknan, Eshvegnan de Havian, Ulatalan the Messiuna, Alatashan Bembish. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Maliata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Maliata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Maliata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Maliata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Avundi Bashmaya, Negdadesh Shishmaya, Tite Malchuta Neawe Sevianak, Aikanadi Vashmaya, Agbara, Ablan Lachma de Sunkana Niamana Bashbukalana Havai, Aikana Defegnan, Eshvegnan de Halian, Ulatalan de Mesuna, Latashan Membish. Avundi Bashmaya, Negdadesh Shishmaya, Tite Malchuta Neawe Sevianak, Aikanadi Vashmaya. Oh, look at me. I'm abooning when I should be shlom lekking. See, this is how we do. We get lost because we're in the frequency. Shlom lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Maraname, Okadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Harsek. Shlom lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Maraname. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Harsek. Shlom lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Morana Mech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Harsek. Shlom lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Morana Mech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Harsek. Shlom lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Morana Mech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Harsek. Shlom lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Morana Mech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Avundi Bashmaya, Negdadesh Shishmaya, Tite Malchuta Neawe Sevianak. Aikanadi Bashmaya, Agbara, Ablan Lachma de Sunkana Niamana Bashbukalana Havai. Aikana Eshvignan. Aikana Defegnan, Eshvignan the Havian, Ulatalan the Mesuna, Alatashan Membish. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Marana Mech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lek Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shlom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Morana Mech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Morana Mech, O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Morana Mech, O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Morana Mech, O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Morana Mech, O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech, O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Avun de Pashmaya, Negdadesh Shishmaya, Tete Malchuta Nealwe Savianak. Aikana Divashmaya, Agbara, Ablan Lachma de Sunkana Niavana Bashbukalana Havai, Aikana Defignan, Eshvignan de Havian, Ulatalan de Mesuna, Evatashan Mempish. Shalom Lech Mariam, Maliata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Shalom Lech Mariam, Mariata Boot Moran Amech. O Kadishtu Mariam, Wambarahu Ferodab Har Sek. Breathe in, hold, exhale. And you'll see me rocking. I'm just running that frequency. It's like my whole body is vibrating. It feels spacious and open. I'm hearing questions from you, so many questions. Let's see if I can tune in and just answer some. There's a lot happening. So I'm like simultaneously enjoying the high and also trying to listen to you. So yes, I do. Like I literally get high from chanting in Aramaic. I may have shared this here before. I know I've shared it with my groups. I used to hear the term, in New Age term, light language. Oh, I'm using light language. I'm speaking light language. And it never resonated with me. Like people like just just like speaking in tongues, words coming out of people's mouths. I respect it. Like everybody gets to have their process. I don't have any judgment about people being moved by spirit in any particular way, or if they're like singing or toning and calling it light language. I get it. I tone. I do that as well. But the term light language and wrapping my brain around light language, I couldn't do it. It was like something that I just didn't do. And then I started hearing Aramaic words before I knew what they were. Abun in particular, Abun di Bashmaya was one of the first phrases that came to me in meditation that I didn't know. I didn't know what it was or what it meant. And I just was repeating it. I was repeating it. I was repeating it in meditation because it's what I heard. And then I learned what it meant and it blew me away. But when I started chanting in Aramaic, when I started understanding Aramaic words and unpacking Aramaic chants, that is when I really understood and can feel light language because it moves me, it moves through me. It's like my soul is recognizing many past lives, more than one past life, where this was my language and this is what I did. This is how I prayed, I think is what's happening. And so you may not be feeling that at all, and that is okay. Or alternatively, you may be resonating with this message deeply and with what I'm sharing deeply, and there's no right or wrong here. This is not for everyone, and it's okay if it's not for you. I'm also being told to tell you that when I use the mala, and you sort of saw me doing it there. Like when I use the mala, I don't follow any rhythm or any form except for what wants to come through me. And so I will shlom lech, I will avun, I will alaha, I will om mane padme hum, I will shrim brazi. I did a ritual in December, January, where I was using the mala every day and chanting Srim Brazi, which is a Sanskrit chant for calling in abundance. So I don't actually care who your god goddess is or how you pray or how you worship. I don't think there's any one way to do it, and I don't think there's any one right or wrong. Um, I was just shown to share with you mine, also like the humanity of mine too. It's not perfect. We're not perfect. We're not supposed to be perfect. So I hope I hope there was something here for you today, whether it was in the temperance imagery and the alchemization and the processing and the coming into balance, and then using the frequency of the Aramaic Rosary to help alchemize something in you to help raise your vibration. I hope this spoke to some of you, but again, if it didn't, all good. I'll be back probably tomorrow. I think one of the reasons I'm filming this now is because once I get my kids to school and have my few meetings this morning, I generally use Mondays as my CEO day to like get organized and come back into myself. And I think I'm going to be coming back into bed. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here with me. This was a long one, so if you stuck around, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.